Hey guys, I just finished editing the video that you are about to watch. I originally had over an hour of footage. I've got it down to about 20 minutes now, and I still feel like I didn't cover everything that I coulda, shoulda, woulda covered, so trust me, I will be filming a follow-up because I'm certain that there's gonna be a whole bunch of comments down in the comment section. It has been a crazy year of not fully telling the truth. I haven't lied to you guys once, even whenever you guys have commented noticing my ring or like saying like, when are you getting married? I've always been like a little bit sly about it. I have never once lied. Just wanted to throw that out there. Also, in this video, I feel like it might just be me overanalyzing myself, but I feel like this piece of hair won't stay behind my ear. Why? I feel like my tone wasn't like the best tone to be talking about like, oh my god, I just got married, yay. While editing this video, which by the way, I hadn't looked at the footage since I filmed it, so editing footage from a year ago was kind of strange. But when I was filming this video, I was in this weird place where I'm so excited that we just got married. Oh my god, we just got married. What just happened? Oh god, he's literally deploying in like a week, like he had already left and we were gonna be dealing with deployment for like 9 to 10 months. And also I was trying to figure out how I was going to go about not telling the entire world that we're married and how long we were gonna go not telling the entire world that we're married. And I realized that I never really told you guys why I wasn't sharing that we were married, and it basically boils down to the fact that Sergio is a very private person. He does not have any social media, and I, on the other hand, am a serial oversharer. So I decided to respect his privacy, our privacy, and keep our marriage to ourselves and to our close friends and family for a year and really like enjoy it for ourselves. And now we feel ready to let everyone in on the big secret. Hey guys, it's me from the past, but I mean, obviously right now as I'm recording it, it is me in the current. I'm just not going to share this video for at least about 9 or 10 months, at least, possibly more, who knows. But I just wanted to record this while it is a fresh thing. Share so much of my life on the internet with all of you guys. You're all technically strangers, but you feel like friends, and I like to tell my friends things when they happen, but I barely told my like real life friends about this when it happened because it just happened so quickly. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about it, and obviously the title of this video is going to completely give away why I'm rambling. Yes, it does say Diary of an Army Wife. It no longer says Diary of an Army Girlfriend, because that is no longer what I am, and I have not been that since June of 2017, which is when I am recording this. At this very moment, it is towards the end of June now. We got married on June 2nd, 2017, and that was less than a week after he came home for his pre-deployment leave. In September of 2017, it'll mark 10 years of us basically being best friends, and we had dated for a little while, and then we didn't, but we stayed best friends, and then we started dating again in 2011, and our 6-year dating anniversary is coming up next month, so we've known each other for almost half of our lives. We've been dating forever. We've basically always known that we're gonna be together no matter what. It's just the military made it so that we kind of had to do things not the way that we wanted to. This is just so hard to ramble about, like, honestly. Okay, so we've always been talking about the fact that we will get married someday. It's going to happen, just not right now. We're not in a rush because I've got my life here in New York. He's doing his army thing. We're living semi-separate lives, but together. But in May, I had gone to our first military ball together, and all of his buddies were like, dude, put a ring on her, like, she's awesome. And I guess it kind of did something in his head. I don't know. I mean, obviously we've been talking about this forever, and it's always been a small topic of discussion that we bring up every now and then, like, so when are we gonna do this? And before, we had kind of agreed that we were gonna wait until he comes home from his first deployment and we're just gonna do it all then. But then on his last drive up here, he had a whole like 9 to 10 hours driving from North Carolina to New York to really like think about it. and it was his first night here, and we're just like laying in bed. Kind of like proposed it in this very odd manner where it just kind of sounded like this vague idea that he had like laid out a template for, this strategy. He's telling me about how like it makes the most sense to do it this way, and once he gets back it'll be so much easier to just go ahead and move on in together, and we won't have to do all of the Deers paperwork and deal with all of that. It'll all be done, and then we can do everything traditionally afterwards. And he's telling me all of this, and I'm like, so are you asking me to marry you, or are you just telling me that'd be like a good idea to get married? Especially since he was not, you know, down on one knee with a ring in a box, kind of how I always imagined getting proposed to. But you know, nothing has worked out the way that I thought it would work since the military has been involved, and that's just the way that life is. Life is not exactly how you think it's going to work out. And I was like, look, if you are proposing to me, I need you to like word it in a way that I understand that this is what is happening, and you're not just, you know, telling me some grand idea of yours that you have. Ended up asking me, Julie Vorobyev, if I would do him the honor of marrying him. And of course, I said yes, and that is what this ring is. That video that I posted of our trip to Rome, which he had been planning as a surprise for months before he even knew that he was going to propose to me, before he knew that we were going to get married in like 5 days. So that trip ended up kind of being our mini honeymoon. I think it was like the first comment somebody was like, so why does he wear a ring if you guys aren't married? And that's not how I like actually read your voice, so if that was you, I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of you, but just like seeing that and I was like, oh god, they saw the ring. But to be honest, I did not lie when I answered you and I said that we have given each other rings for years. We have always worn rings on our ring fingers. Let me get my other ring. So up until we got married, I had been wearing, let me just swap out my rings. Oh, this feels so heavy now. But he had gotten me a tungsten carbide ring that I ruined with photochemicals, and then he got me a replacement tungsten carbide ring. This ring I stole from him when he was being really annoying and like fidgeting with it. Somehow no one's ever said anything about like, why am I wearing like a literal wedding band on my ring finger? And he had a matching tungsten carbide ring, and we both got them engraved with lyrics from our favorite band on the inside, and we both wear our rings. He alternates. He sometimes wears his rings on his middle finger, but sometimes on his ring finger. Like, no one has ever said anything before. But then we go on that Rome trip. In that video, you can kind of see our rings often. I wasn't going to purposefully hide our rings, and I already know that I've posted at least like 4 photos where you can see my hand and you can see my ring on it, and no one said anything about mine, but you see his hand like in a few clips in that video, and it's like, why is he wearing a ring on his ring finger? Like, what's that? So whoever it was that caught that, good on you, and I'm sorry that I like lied. I mean, technically I did not lie. We did give each other these rings during a marriage ceremony. We exchanged rings, and these are our wedding rings. And I guess that nobody really catches on that this one is my wedding ring, because traditionally the woman has an engagement ring and then a wedding ring. But my boyfriend, ooh, he's my husband now. I still want to call him my boyfriend because like this is so surreal. It just happened so quickly. Honestly, not that quickly because we've been together for so long, but like the course of events in his pre-deployment leave was just, there was so much going on. So my husband, because he wants to do it the right way. He wants to get down on one knee, he wants to get me a beautiful ring that he thinks I deserve, and he wants me to have the wedding that I dream of having, and all of that good stuff. I'm kind of happy that we did it this way. I mean, it's so bizarre. It was like Sunday night, I think it was a Sunday night, and he tells me that he wants to marry me, and he's not like just babbling, like he's serious, he wants to get married. And then we kind of like let it marinate for a couple days, and we had to tell our parents. Then we spent Thursday at the mall. I bought myself a white dress, and we got ourselves our wedding bands. Buying a wedding band the day before you're getting married, you get a lot of looks from all of the jewelry stores. They all look at you like, really? You need your rings by tomorrow? Like, no resizing? I have large hands for a girl, and he has small hands for a boy, so like it was just complicated. And each store we went into, suddenly each ring was like $100 more, and we ended up buying them. Where did we buy them from? I think it was K Jewelers. There was one store, I wish I could remember which jewelry store it was, but we walked in and we said we're looking for wedding bands, and whew, the judgment that I got from the sales lady, she went straight to looking down at my hand, and it was just like disgust at the fact that there wasn't an engagement ring on my finger. She was like, oh, okay, you're looking for matching wedding bands? Mm-hmm. And she just was so not helpful. She was like, oh, I guess we don't have your size. I guess you can try somewhere else. Like, we were gonna be paying customers and you didn't even try to help us just because I didn't have an engagement ring on my finger. Like, that was so rude and judgmental. But we ended up finding our rings. We got our rings. And the next day, we gathered up our little families, both of our brothers and our parents, went to the courthouse. Because he is military, we got to cut the lines at the courthouse, which he did not want to do, and I had to be the one to be like, we're cutting this line. So actually on Thursday, after we told his parents, and before we went to do all of our shopping, we had to go to the courthouse. I'm like, it's only been like 2 weeks and I already don't remember the course of events, so this is why I'm filming this now and releasing it later, because I'm sure that by next year my memory is so bad that I'm gonna forget. So before we did all of our shopping, we went to the courthouse at like noon, I think, maybe like 11 in the morning, and we stood online and we waited and waited. We finally got in. They took our IDs to see who we are on the line. The security guard lady was so excited that he was military. She was like, yes, I love helping our service members. We're gonna cut the line. You're gonna get a lot of evil stares and glares and bad looks, but we're gonna cut the line. And he was like, no, we're just gonna stand online. And from our perspective, there were only like 4 other couples in front of us. I'm so happy that I went with my gut and I was like, no, we're cutting this line. I don't want to stand here any longer than we have to. And I am so thankful that I did that, because around the corner through the door, there were at least like 30 other couples there, all getting paperwork done, and they all had to take like a number as if they're ordering takeout. And we could have been there all day. We might not have even like made it through because we kind of went a little bit late. We wanted to go in the morning. We ended up going at like noon. And if we didn't cut the line, we might not have been able to get married, because on Saturday we were already leaving for Rome, so we really only had Friday to get married. We filled out the paperwork and then we had to come back by whatever time it was on the next day, and we could get married at that point forward, because you have to wait 24 hours after you get the application, the license, the certificate. All these words are just like a blur to me, but 24 hours between getting the first paperwork to getting the actual paperwork that says you were married. We did that, then we went shopping, and then it was the next day, and we showed up with our families. My brother, my living tripod, took a bunch of photos of us, and my like photo brain was not working because, oh my god, I'm getting married. So like we took some photos, not too many. My favorite photo, I think, at the moment is one that I took with my point and shoot of just our hands with my bouquet, and it's a cute photo. It's personal, and I feel like on my actual wedding day, I kind of want to take my own pictures, as well as hiring a photographer. This is gonna be a whole nother video, but I feel like I want my own perspective of my wedding day to look back on. Anyway, we got to cut the line again, and this time, when we cut the line, we signed our paperwork, and then we had to go and wait for the actual like little mini ceremony they have in the little room in the courthouse. That was when we got the evil glares. Like, I didn't really notice the day before the glares that we got for cutting the line. We had just gotten to the section where all the people were waiting to go into the room to get married. We'd been standing there for maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, and they call out his name, and the whole room of like 100 people just goes silent. Somebody even owed, like, it felt like somebody called us to the principal's office, and they just opened the door and they let us walk past everyone, and that felt, I don't know, it felt kind of bad. I was like, oh god, yep, those are the glares. That's what she meant we were gonna get. That's what's happening right now. Our officiate, is that the word? Oh my god, I keep saying the wrong word. I'm pretty sure it's officiate. The person who married us, she was hilarious, she was really funny, and you know, the ceremony literally only took 4 minutes, I think. We went out with our families to eat, and then I had to come home and pack up to go to Rome. Oh my god, such a whirlwind. This is honestly going to be such a long video, and this video isn't even going to go up for like a year, so this is just so crazy to me. Now that you guys know that I am married, that we've been married, marriage, wow. I think that's just about everything that I can think to put in this video right now. Of course, when I am going to be releasing this, I might do like a follow-up video kind of explaining anything that I missed, but I will leave that for future Julie to deal with, because current, past Julie, right here, I'm tired of babbling. It's hard to think of what I would talk about because this isn't going up for a whole year. And I've got so many other things in my like thoughts right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You should leave it a thumbs up for the newlyweds, even though by the time you're watching this we're not really like newlyweds anymore. But you know, just thumbs up are cool. So thank you for watching. Especially now that you know that we're married, there are so many more topics that I feel like I can discuss. So if you have any questions about being a military significant other, always, just leave them in the comments down below and I might use your topics and questions and suggestions for future Diary of an Army Wife videos. That's so bizarre. If you guys would like to keep up with me on all of my social media platforms, they are always linked in the description box down below, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I hope I've still stuck to this in the future, because this is my outro at the moment, but maybe in like a year it won't be. But I post new videos every Tuesday and Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's changed, you guys know the drill. It probably says it somewhere. I'm probably gonna like annotate over my face if I'm wrong, but it should still be Tuesdays and Saturdays at 3, because that's what I like doing. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!